Greetings, dear friends. Here we are starting off a new week. I hope you had a lovely weekend and ready to take action on your intentions. We're here with our usual check in. So if you're here with me live, say hi. But this is all about checking in to see what can we focus on letting go of in order to really align with your truth, with your essence, with who you are. And of course, this is a lot to do with being aware of who you are, what you're doing, what kind of habits are facilitating the development, the evolution, the up leveling of who you are. So today, uh, this September 13th, we see the first quarter phase of the moon, and it's in the sign of Sagittarius. So it's very much about starting to take action. If you've been feeling a wee bit stuck or maybe questioning about habits or choices or intentions, this this time is a great time to just check in and see, how does this make me feel about me? That's a great question for you to ask. And when I say this, it's like this intention, this choice, these people around me, these mindsets, these beliefs. How does it make me feel about me? And the idea is that we're using that as a navigational tool to check in and see, is it aligned with my heart energy? Is it serving me? Is it um, helping me up level, lift up higher and higher? That's what this is. This is this journey. We're all in here together, co-creating, playing this game of life. So all that being said, just feel into what does that the first quarter of the moon. Are there new habits that you need to start looking at? Are there habits that don't serve what you're intending or who you want to become? Because this is the perfect time to visualize, look at what is your intention, what is your choices, what's the direction you're heading in, and can you do some steps today, even if it's just sitting and writing down a few items that you'd like to do that are in alignment with what it is you want to create. And then start taking action guided by your own inner wisdom. This is the key piece about where we're at. So I said to you that we are going to look at what we're going to focus on letting go of, and the card actually is conflict. I thought that was kind of an interesting one to come up while we are being guided to start taking action on our intentions and our best goals and the things, co-creating the things that we truly want. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I start taking action to going towards something, I can have an inner dialogue that sort of says, oh, really? Or are you sure? Or what if? Or you might find some resistance coming up outside of you, right? So even like somebody says, oh, no, you can't do that. Or no, this is not the right time. But that can then create a wee bit of conflicted thinking, right? Is am I worthy of this intention? Do I have what it takes? Or you might start feeling conflicted about what you thought it was going to feel like. It's kind of coming up in a different way. So just feel into that. Are there any areas in your life, in your habits, in your relationshiping, in the work that you do, any areas of conflict that maybe this is the part of setting the intentions, is you can maybe set an intention to write out the things that are feeling like conflicted for you, and then just see, how do they make you feel? Once you express them, then they're not the boss of you, because you're still the boss in all this, right? So feel into that and let me know if you need any more help or ideas on getting clear on conflict, but then letting it go. We need conflict sometimes too, right? To just keep us um, reflecting on, is this in alignment with me, or am I doing it because I think I should, right? But let me read this out to you to see if this helps you go a wee bit deeper into this idea of letting go of conflict. The law of attraction states that whatever you focus upon increases. If you focus on a conflict or an offense from someone, the anger and resentment increases. If you focus instead on trying to understand yourself and the other person, your wisdom and understanding will increase. And that's what I was meaning is about we need conflict. We can't exist without it, but we don't want to become stuck or overwhelmed by it. And that's what the key piece is about understanding you, understanding people around you, etc. So you're being encouraged to let go and walk away from a situation that is causing some kind of conflict in your life. Know that walking away from this situation is not a sign of weakness. It is actually a sign of inner strength. By letting go, you allow new possibilities and new opportunities to open up for you. So you can see what I mean. Isn't that perfect timing to be sitting with that first quarter phase of the moon in Sagittarius, which is really about aligning your physical intentions and needs with your spiritual ones. We are spiritual beings having this life experience. And so let's see if there's pieces in there that you can release, let go, become more true to your own soul's calling. That's what this is. Pivotal times, and it's a great month to be doing that. Of course, next week we'll be getting into the equinox energy too, and so that's going to really bolster that whole intention piece too. Now, I like that. I just pulled a tarot card to get us some ideas into what support can we look at for letting go of conflict. And what's come up is the King of Pentacles. And that's a really interesting one. So the king being a ruler, being masculine, so action taker, doing things. But also, I said to you about that aligning spiritual and physical. That's very much about pause and reflect. I feel like the King of Pentacles, he pauses and reflects and really allows his own guidance to make the choices and in what is it he's going to do. What is it he's going to work towards manifesting or work towards creating tangibly. But you only get there by having a little sit down first and just reflecting. So that's perfectly aligned with what I said too about how does this make me feel about me, right? So how does this decision, this choice, this direction, this mindset, this habit, I feel like there's a whole bunch about challenging and checking in with, do you have good habits? Do the habits speak of the person that you want to become? And there's no right or wrong. This is not about criticizing. It's just about being available and open to reflecting and seeing, is this aligning or not? Yes or no? And is it time to tweak things? Is it time to expand certain areas of your life and put down other areas, right? Put down other habits, etc. And journal them out and speak them out and choose. Of course, we always get to choose. I was just shuffling Doreen Virtue's Healing with the Angels cards there because these are the three. I like to draw three cards for us to get just some more support and some more pieces of guidance. And my absolute favorite card of this deck came up for us today. So check this out. Freedom. When we let go of conflict, when we really get into that energy of taking steps towards your auspicious goals and your intentions, look what happens. This is my favorite card of this deck. This is emerging. So this is like the truth of you is emerging. However that translates for you, it's exciting. Can you feel that? And then as well, when we give up the conflict or conflicted ways of thinking or of being, then we get to have that sense of freedom. We start to recognize that we are emerging. Good morning, Sheena. Resolved conflict of travel, not to travel. Absolutely. That's very true. To stay home and just feel good about it. And that, Sheena, that's a beautiful thing to share. Thank you for that, because that's the key piece is sometimes we can let conflict go longer than it needs to because we get stuck in ruminating. What about this and what about that? So when we get into that sense of freedom, it's like, nope, this is my choice and this is what I'm going to do. Then the truth of me starts to emerge and we trust divine timing. That's something that I say sometimes too to clients is that if you're in a place where you need to say no to something, like Sheena's saying about no to travel, for now. That doesn't mean never. And to me, that's a really key piece about, letting go of any sense of conflict, is that no doesn't mean never. It just means it's not aligning right now. It doesn't feel right, right? Going back to that thing I just said to you about how do I feel about myself here? So how do I feel about myself when I choose this as opposed to that? And then just follow your inner guidance, because that's how that truth of you emerges. So I hope this makes sense. As always, if you have any confusion about any of the things that I've shared here, or need some help to get unstuck or in alignment with your intentions, just let me know. You can put it in the comments below or message me directly. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up. I wish you a beautiful week ahead, and I'll be back with you next week. Much love to you.